Good morning, people. How are you all doing? Today's topics are going to be, as you can see, it's the third episode of that sort of. I'm trying to keep it kind of like a discipline. So it's going to be those morning thoughts, some of the thoughts that we think about. So solely for people who actually like sharing, listening, as well as talking, giving their opinions and stuff. So basically, I'm talking to you people. Thank you very much. I can see the subscribers are increasing. It gives me a lot of pleasure. I feel really happy, and thank you so much for like all the support. It really means, because without you know support, people cannot carry on, right? So yeah. So this morning in Bangladesh, it's a good morning. It's a nice morning. I was not really feeling all that well. Yeah, but then I went for the walk, and sort of like some nice things happens and stuff. Yeah, so okay, so let's share with you a few things first. Okay, first of all, today I'm enjoying some. I found some like Bangladesh. It's like a land of food and stuff. Anywhere you go, food is crazy. People love food. There are lots of different kinds of food, fast food, your rich food, as well as your Western food, Chinese food. Believe it or not, we have Chinese restaurants here, which has nothing to do with Chinese people, but even China, we have our own version of Chinese food. If you ever come to Bangladesh, don't go to the Chinese restaurants. They're everywhere. Okay, so basically, I saw some things that reminded me of the past childhood, right? So back in the days when we were kids, so we used to have these sort of sweets, the candies, like our version of candies, like in states and overseas you have your chocolate candies and stuff. These are our version of childhood. So yeah, I posted some pictures. I think I'll post one of the pictures as well on the opening. So yeah, let me show you some of the stuff that I bought just for fun. So these are actually, I have them here in my plate. So anyway, let me show you. So this is the first type. This is like sugary, inside got soft and bit wet, and like, I don't know, juicy inside, hard interior, but pretty nice. I don't know what these are called. So these are one types, right? So kind of nice sweets. Second type is going to be like this type. These are made from coconut, like kind of like snacks you can chew on, also sweet, or also, yeah. So yeah, there goes second type. The third type is my favorite. The stuff, let me show you. These are in the, back then, our childhood time, in the fair, they would come up with this kind of snacks. These are sweet as well. So they used to have colors like red, yellow, white, and whatnot. So these days you find these and the white ones only. All right. So the next one, this is also, I think, made of coconut and brown sugar and stuff. This is pretty nice. It's called NARU. Like we call it NARU, Tilen NARU, and stuff like that in Bengali. So this one I know the name. All right. And by the way, these are called GOJA, as far as I know, GOJA. And these are like NARUs, right? So these are pretty nice. They're really, really sweet, and even though look tiny, but pack a punch. All right, pretty nice. If you come to Bangladesh, try NARU, Tilen NARU. Okay, I'll write down in description box. The last one is, this is pretty famous. Everywhere you go and find samosas, like this samosas. We have also Indian kind of samosas and stuff. These are our version, very spicy and stuff. Nice, great to have for morning, breakfast with your tea and whatnot. So yeah, on the way I was having tea with my, like we have like local tea stalls and stuff. Just small stall, people selling tea. You just catch like a, just, I know the guy who's selling tea, so we just shared a few of these things. So anyway, yeah, uh, not that, as you can see, I'm not really pumped up, but yeah, it was much worse in the earlier part of the day. But as I told you, walking really helps, makes you positive, right? So yeah, so today's I have like not that many topics. I'm gonna try to keep it within 15 to 20 minutes that time, and whatever time, whatever content I can cover, I'm gonna try to cover within this 1 2 3 5 topics. Okay, so yeah, I think these are from different types, not related to each other maybe, but different topics. All right, just random thoughts. So let's go. The first one, it goes stress. Okay, the first topic we're going to talk about is stress. The stress is a real thing. you know Many people, every day it's part of our life, and I believe huge part of the world population today is under a lot of stress, in general stress, as well as like your personal stress, family, work related, and whatnot. So people, they're stressed out to the max. And to me, what I really feel, stress is a silent killer. Many people, they have these things, but they cannot talk or share. So I would really appreciate if you guys, if you like to share something, your story or something, in the comment, we can talk, no problem. All right. So I'm telling you, how to deal with stress. Like, yeah, stress is there. Those who suffer, you guys know. So my way of dealing stress doesn't really, it's like it doesn't have a foolproof 100% sort of a effect, but yeah, you still try. So my way is, let me tell you one dialogue from this famous movie. It's I think the movie is in Bollywood movie, Hindi movie. If you guys are, if you know, aware of the Bollywood films, right? If you know very popular actor Amir Khan. So Amir Khan's movie, this movie was called Three Idiots. One of my absolute favorite movies, one of the biggest hits of Bollywood of all time. Nice songs, Kareena Kapoor, very pretty girl, and then a lot of things to learn from that movie. All right, I'll write down the movie's name also. If you guys feel like, you can watch Three Idiots. All right, very interesting. So this movie, they have a lot of lessons, right? One of the things, the dialogues of Amir Khan was like, he was the main character, right? He was the central character. So this guy, he said, in Hindi, he says something, but which translates to, like, your heart, is pretty, it's sort of like a coward, like your heart is very cowardish. So you always have to be like, it fears a lot of things, your heart, it's an insecure thing, coward, insecure, that sort of a thing. So you always have to divert, and always have to tell your heart that, all is well, all is well. He says it like, all is well, all is well. So what it means is, you have to divert your mind to deal with that sort of stress. If you're afraid of a lot of things, you have to know how to, tell your heart that it's okay, it's okay, right? So his story was, the little bit extension. He said, back in the days when you're kids, and in our part of the world, India, Bangladesh, a lot of crimes at night. People are a bit scared of thieves and whatnot. So there are some security guards who go around your area, and then they're like, they go like, be careful. They give it like announcement, like strong voice. Just, he doesn't have any weapons, just a stick maybe, but he makes sure he goes around the area so that everyone else can sleep. So moment, sometimes you feel scared as a kid, but moment you hear that voice of that guy, that security guard, is like, everything is, if everything feels like secure, everything feels okay, that your fear is gone. See, that's how, these things, if you believe physical world, there's another world, is spiritual world, right? The things you feel, you cannot touch, but you can feel, right? So the sort of the feels that you feel, you kind of feelings that you feel, these kind of things actually can be controlled, right? So yeah, he was talking about this thing. So try to divert your thoughts. Tell yourself, like, maybe not his way, I like this way, like he says, all is well, all is well. You're just telling your heart like everything is good, right? So yeah, then everything else may turn better. Okay, so yeah, you can find your own ways. Like, you can sit by the lake. I feel the water, water has a very relaxing effect. By the beach, you hear the sounds of the wave crashing onto the beach, really relaxes you. You go to the forest, not many people there. You find yourself in the zen sort of area, like, like state of mind where it's relaxing. You hear your birds, I don't know how, what the word is, like birds are singing. I don't know. So yeah, you hear the silence, or sometimes the sounds of nature, birds, whatnot, relaxes you. If you own a car, if you are living in a country, you are lucky, go for a drive, spend some time with yourself, you know and as I say, walk or run. Sometimes they help. So these are some ways you can deal with stress, right? So second one, it's called OCD. Many of you know this concept. It's kind of funny. OCD, basically, those who don't know, it's obsessive compulsive disorder. I'll write it down as well. So for those who don't know, what OCD basically is, all right? OCD is like people like us. Simple. What do people like us do, right? People like us, we have a issue. Like, if you watched the series called Friends, TV serial Friends, there was Ross's sister Monica, right? So she was the perfect example of OCD, the way they portrayed her. So she always have to get everything right, and she's very much particular about her everything. Like in kitchen, no one should touch. Everyone should put things in a nice manner. Like, you're very organized, but and you do it to an extent that is too much. Other people look at you, they know that you are not all right. Maybe the stress that causes you, like, or the family history. So it looks like funny from outside, like someone is always like, if I have thing like if someone's scratching on the mirror and sounds like or the metal crush, like scratch sound against the road. What else? Someone is like dropping a marble on the floor above, and then it just go like tuck tuck. You can hear the sound and it's like not stopping. So these are the things that bother you. So maybe another thing is, what else could be a good example of OCD, right? You have to be very particular about every single thing, right? Say sometimes maybe what you do is you cannot use public restrooms. Some ladies, especially some guys, they are like, no, I cannot go to the hotels where they have dirty toilets. You if you have people like that in the family, it's not funny, all right? It's important because it bothers them. They have to get it right. They have to go for a clean toilet, all right? Or maybe you go to some restaurants, where they don't give you the very clean, like sort of spoons and forks, whatnot. They give you the wet ones, and never ever use, by the way, the spoons if they just full of water or like wet. If possible, go to restaurants where they deep the where they clean it properly, and then it's a, you know washed with the hot water, so it's hot, so the germs likely to be dead. I'm sorry that I'm acting up with my OCD, but yeah, sometimes it helps, sometimes it has negative effects. So how to deal with OCD, right? Or rather, people with OCD, like if you are a normal person, you don't have OCD, this kind of symptoms, you'll find this very irritating. So at times, if it's especially your family members or your friends, try to be a little bit more patient, all right? Try to overlook. Just say that they're just like that. Maybe they have some problems or disease, that sort of a thing. On your personal level, how to deal with OCD, right? If you're a clean person, there's nothing wrong with cleanliness. Some guys, I saw this movie, this guy, nothing to do with cleanliness. This guy goes and locks his door like 5 times just to be like, just his thing, 5 times, so he makes sure it's locked properly. I think it's anger management, I'm not sure. Jack Nicholson, maybe. And then there's another place where what else? I cannot really remember. So thing is like, if you are a clean person, there's nothing wrong with it. You like your things to be organized. You put your shirts in order. You put your pants in different ways. So it's nice. You feel not sick. Because when I see mess, anywhere I go, it kind of like, stresses me out. I see dirty. Usually people who live in a kind of like a slum or something. It's kind of disturbing. So how to deal with your OCD? Okay, my thing would be, try to just like tell yourself, there's another place. You sometimes discipline yourself. There are needs to discipline yourself in life. Okay, you have to follow a pattern. You have to tell yourself, like, okay, for example, how to discipline yourself, right? For example, you're walking on the road, all right, and then you're riding the car. Two different scenario, right? First one, when you are in the car, you look at the road and you see like these idiots walking everywhere. To you, it's walking like people on the road. What the hell are they doing on the road? Why don't they take the sideways, like walk, sidewalks and stuff? Why don't they use that? But imagine you are one person, that bothers you, right? But you are one person when you are walking, you are doing the exact same thing, and you get pissed off when you hear people honking at you. Bam, bam. Think about that for a while. Like, tell yourself, like, you don't like to be in that position. Why are you being pissed off when you're doing the exact same thing to others, right? So discipline yourself, like push yourself. Like sometimes you are being too much OCD or too much that kind of feel. You just go control. Just do it, like practice. Like, I'm not gonna like Mr. Bean, he goes like switch on and off, on and off. The last time he goes like almost does it, and then he's like, no, it's okay. So stop yourself sometimes. Maybe, I don't know, that's just the way I do, right? I tell myself, no, you cannot do that. You cannot be so much OCD. Just to act like a normal person. Just go and then hold back, right? So that's how I do. So if you want to deal with OCD people, sometimes be a bit more considerate, right? It's a painful world to live in. Third one, the visual, because I'm heading towards that 20 minutes mark soon, so it's gonna be a 20 minutes episode, right? So the next one is visual. So people these days are very visual. In general, people are visual. They like to look at stuff. When you tell them, like, I'm talking to you, this one is not very effective, sort of communication. So the communication, you can talk, you can have sign language, you can show pictures. So people who are doing assignments and stuff, who are studying, my tip for you would be, One of my professors in the master's days, he taught us this in the class. When you're trying to do a presentation, don't make it dull. Maybe your presentation is not really great, but you want to score good marks, you want to get attention, right? Try to play a clip, like a scene from some movie, or try to put some pictures of, like seven wonders of the world, something of nature, so it catches people attention. People look immediately, it's colors, figures and stuff, it can relate to. So then you capture the attention, then you talk, right? So that's one tip. Second one is visual thing, right? This form of visualization is important. How? Smile. Even if you're not feeling like smiling, you are stressed out, you're sad, you're angry, you are frustrated, still smile. Why? Tears are a nice thing. Yes, tears in one side, when you're sad, it's okay, it's good to cry. There's no shame in crying. Even if you're a man, you need to cry sometimes. You need to take it out. You feel much less heavier. You don't feel like so much weight on your shoulder. That's okay. But when you come and deal with the rest of the world, no matter what you're going through, don't ever show them that you are stressed. I am today, for example, not that great, but I'm still coming and trying to talk to you guys because I feel it will relax me. All right, I try to stay positive. Positivity is so important. You can never ever stop moving. Always keep moving. Good things will happen. Okay, so when you smile, there's a saying, the world smiles with you. All right, so sometimes we see people who are happy and stuff. Not necessarily they're always okay, but they're just putting up the smile for you, like for the rest of the world to see. And then their story may be a bit different, but yeah, when you smile, things kind of are always better. Smile. Okay. uh Number what, fourth point, I think this is the last point I'm going to talk about. you know mm, okay. Okay, maybe two more points. All right, maybe a little bit longer time, but I know you guys don't mind, those who listen to, right? I have to talk about these 2 points. Okay, next one would be kind to people no matter what. You guys know what I mean. You, by just hearing about it, sometimes when you see people on the road and you see different people in your workplace and your you know peers and stuff surrounding you, some people have this nature, like of judgmental thing, like they judge everyone. There's some of these people, imagine they're having popcorn and looking at people and shit, like, oh, she looks fat. mm. Oh my god, look at his hair, shit. And then there's some people go like, that guy looks like, he has issues in life. And then that girl, she looks like a hoe. You guys know, we are sometimes like that. We are not above that, right? We are all human beings, we have that thing. But awareness is important, right? To get it right, always try to get it right, stay within your limits, it's important, right? So when you look at someone, don't judge too quickly. Some of these fragrances they give you, gorgeous, top note, but then in that, dry down their blood. That kind of people, first impression, they look sometimes awesome. It has two sides. Sometimes you see people, they look very interesting, funny, great guy, and you go like, oh, such a nice guy, oh, we make the sound, oh. But not everyone deserves an oh. All right. Give some time to the people, watch them over time, and just wait and see if they're worth your time. Some people, the other side of the coin would be, sometimes people are, they seem like not so nice, they seem like harsh with their word, they're very frank and stuff. They tell you, you ask them, do I look nice? And they go like, no. And you go like, oh shit, oh. You're like, how could she say that, how could he say that? Sometimes that's for your best. Those are the people who are the best people in the world. Those people who are not saying disgusting things, but they say things to your face. Appreciate those people. The thing is, when you look at them, don't judge too quickly. Everyone has their own story, their own pain, own issues. Just be kind, or give them some time. Maybe one day you don't get the best out of them, they are not having the best of the days, but the next day maybe they'll be better. Grow the relationship over time, you'll see. Maybe your first impression was not necessarily the last impression. All right, so yeah, be kind to people no matter what. Okay, the last one, I guess, this will be the last point. I think this is very important. The point goes like, find best in everything. It's about being optimistic. I talked about it this yesterday, but I think this is important. Being optimistic, be, not to say be like a retard. Don't like smile all the time. No need to be positive like that, but positive in a sense that, For example, I'll give you an example. I'm currently moved from Malaysia to Bangladesh. Before this, I was staying in Bangladesh for 17 years. Then I moved to Malaysia for 19 years. I'm back to the country. So despite this being my home, like my country, and I was born in Russia, by the way. So I have moved around. My this body has moved around from places to places. So what happens is when you are used to certain conditions around, surrounding you, you get used to that sort of comfort. In Bangladesh we have a lot of issues. I thought I would talk about the issues because a lot of issues, but the problem thing is when you want to think of issues you can find 1,000 ones. But if you want to think of positive, you know think about it. You can also find a lot of positives if you are a positive person, if you're thinking positive, right? In Bangladesh, for example, we don't get regular, we have interruption in water, electricity and whatnot. Just give you an idea. But in Malaysia, comparatively, it's a very nice country, advanced country in Asia, one of the best countries which has everything more or less. Nowadays the economic and all, that's okay, but you're never gonna have problem with electricity, water, and petrol prices, fuel prices are great. Here in Bangladesh, everything is bloody expensive. First thing that hits you right in the ass, bloody expensive. Everything. You think Bangladesh is a poor country, right? You go and pay fuel, right? For fuel in Malaysia, I think whatever the price they have, we have it exactly double. All right. In the States, imagine we have paying 3 or more times than you guys for our cars. We have 500% tax on Toyota cars. Just example, we used to own like a Mitsubishi SUV in Malaysia. That whatever that price was, huge car, same price as our Toyota car right now. So yeah, and the thing is not necessarily earning that much, right? But thing is, despite all those negativities, like people sometimes they don't have manners. They cut the queue because they are not educated. Sometimes they push you when they walk. They are not apologizing, and they are like people who beggars and bugging you and stuff. They're like how to say, a lot of different kind of bad people on the road try to extort you for money and whatnot. They pickpocket and stuff. So yeah, this kind of negativity is all around the world in different forms, right? But I try to find positivity in Bangladesh because this is my home, this is where I stay. Let me give you some example how I think positive. All right, first one, in general, some people say, like when they go to a country they have a bad experience and they say, oh shit, this fucking country, look at this country, it's a mess, look at this people, bullshit. I don't do that. Sometimes when you're mad, yeah, you can do it, but when you realize a whole country or whole nation is not going to be an a-hole. All right, there are nice people, friendly people. We have a lot of friendly and nice people on the road. Sometimes you wouldn't expect it, right? You are being robbed. In foreign countries, hardly you see people like, they are actually heroes. But the thing is, we also have heroes in Bangladesh. Sometimes back, it's a bit serious incident. One of the, I think, bloggers or someone being hacked to death by some, killers, and they were running away. And there are some people who are transgender people, those so-called hated people in Bangladesh. They are the one who's, risked their life and grabbed one of the killers, and then they were arrested, right? So thing is, another one, maybe I'll give you an example. When I was a kid, I was having a tooth operation and stuff, so they gave me injection, right? And then on the way I was coming back, I was taking like one of those, public transport, we call it rickshaw and sometimes auto. So my injection effect was gone. So the thing is, I was in so much pain, it's unbelievable, because when they extract a tooth and you don't get so much painkiller within time, you guys know it's very painful thing, right? So when I was crying and shouting, the guy who was driving the auto, he was rushing and he was crying, okay, seeing my pain. This is how humanity works. This is how you win in life. There's so many more examples I can give you from my childhood. Maybe I'll give you soon. But that's the beauty of life. Not money, not an expensive car. You see all the celebrities, they have everything, right? The rich people, but they're not happy. They're having breakups, divorce. They're not happy. They're like taking drugs and shit. Simplicity is the key to happiness. All right. So yeah, friendly people in Bangladesh, and also have like a lot of street foods and whatnot. Tea. I must tell you, we have this tradition of tea in Bangladesh. Crazy. You guys might think like tea is what? Ice lemon tea, some sort of iced tea and whatnot. Hot tea is not a special thing. Bangladesh, especially this kind of time, even the whole year round, people have to have their morning tea. They're not so much in touch with coffee and stuff. Coffee is like recent trend. We have a lot of coffee shops like Starbucks and all. We don't have coffee. We have Starbucks. We have Coffee Bean and few other joints. So many people, they have a thing for tea. Most of the Bangladeshis, they love tea, different kind of tea. We have some homegrown tea, very fresh and very strong. So yeah, you everywhere you go, you have like different kind of tea, like milk tea. You have like some mint tea. You have some lemon tea. Sometimes they mix some, like those grapefruit or some oranges and stuff. Very nice. So yeah, fruits. As I mentioned it before, like we get all the tropical fruits and stuff. Fruits really, really have a lot of impact on your fruits and vegetables when you take them. And lemon, like citrusy. Not only these fruits and the citrus fruits, especially like lemon, oranges, or even any other grapefruit, they help to reduce your weight, stress. Every day, if you take one whole lemon, all right, you're gonna not gonna exceed your limit of weight. You're gonna be in check. It's gonna keep your heart clean, and it's gonna be like you're not gonna have the heart blockade and all. You can also have apple cider vinegar. I'll talk about it sometimes. I used to love apple cider vinegar. Very important. And then cricket. One aspect of Bangladesh. Last point before I go. Bangladesh people are crazy about cricket. I'm telling you guys, the days we have, like now we have like this league going on right now in Bangladesh. So every day there will be some 2 3 games, 2 games. So we wait for that to come. No matter which team we support, we just want to be part of the action. These are the joys of our lives. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I see kids everywhere, they're practicing cricket, and Bangladesh is right now one of the strongest teams in the world. If you guys don't know cricket, Google cricket, the game and stuff, because cricket is one very popular sport, but not all around the globe. Many countries they play cricket, like Australia, England, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Bangladesh, then West Indies, Zimbabwe, nations like that, they play cricket. So yeah, Bangladesh, I'll talk about the special things about Bangladesh maybe in a separate video, but I'm telling you, these are the things, like I divert myself, I get engaged into so much busyness. So yeah, coming back to the point of stress, when your day is not really that great, yeah, try to find these positive things, special things about your hometown, where you stay. There always you'll find something special about your area. Don't think like, yeah, like I am into shopping and that's it, I don't like anything else. Try to find new hobbies and stuff, sports, making new friends and stuff. Play with puppies and your pets. Try to get a pet maybe. They're good stress relief you know tool, all right, like cats or dogs. Really great. So thank you for listening, people. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to do a fragrance review because I've been shooting too many videos. Maybe I'll take a little bit, I sit back and let you watch first, and then maybe if I feel like it, maybe I'll shoot. But my ultimate purpose of throwing the videos there, you don't have to watch it every day. Maybe you can watch much later, because as I told you, life is not certain. You can just gone. You can be gone in the next second. You can have a heart attack. You can die. So what I feel is I want to put my content out there, especially this kind of videos. All right. So my experience and whatever I learned and stuff is out there already for people to, some people, even if one person listen to it, I feel my goal is established. This is what I'm doing for you people. So if I put my content out there, I'll feel much happier. So yeah, so stay positive, be good. If you are an OCD, enjoy being OCD and stuff, have a great time at work, and I'll talk to you soon, guys. All right, see you.